It's your daily dose of Donna. Welcome to the show. Today is Tuesday, December 30th. Another day in paradise. Paradise is here in beautiful Los Angeles where the rain is starting again. How are you doing in your neck of the woods? You guys, glad to see a lot of my faves here in the comments section already. Welcome, welcome. What are you doing on these last 2 days of the 2025? I released my other podcast last night. Well, my partner, my co-host, I should say, Adam released it. And I was just listening to the beginning of it, and we were talking about the year and 2025 and what a shit show 2025 has been. Truly. There's been some positives though. So we can talk about some positives because part of the happiness is the fact that I'm here with you guys. Anyone that is new here, make sure to hit the subscribe and the like. Make sure to leave a comment and tell me that you're, losing your daily dose of Donna virginity today. This could be the day. December 30th, everyone get ready because we have a big show talking about all these updates. There's so many interesting updates today. New hosts, an eviction, lies, meltdowns, everything on today's daily dose of Donna. Look at this, not Kelly Dever, LOL, says, so excited to finally be in Alive. I love that that's your name. That's definitely a Karen Reed reference. Speaking of Karen Reed, I did watch last week. I haven't talked about Karen Reed here in a long time. And don't worry, when we get into civil trial moments, I will be covering that ish. I was obsessed with Karen Reed. I was obsessed with the trial. I was all over that. But I don't like necessarily following the in and out of there's a lot of drama surrounding that Karen Reed story. Okay. Lots of drama. Basically, the Turtle Boy, Karen Reed drama. We don't need to get into that. Alan Jackson's going to be coming up so much when we talk about the Nick Reiner story. These are just characters in our lives. These are the days of your lives, our lives. But Karen Reed, she was on The Young Jerks is the name of the YouTube channel, and JURKS, and they had a fundraiser for Karen Reed's legal funds, since she's going after the entire town, right? She's going after all of them. And I watched it. Sorry, just opening my soda. I watched it last week at some point. I think it was last week. Who knows time anymore? It could be last week or last year. Honestly, no idea. And I did watch it, and I thought it was actually interesting. I liked the show just to kind of hear her side. It was a bunch of people from her supporters, the people that have really been hardcore supporting her, talking about her. She talked about her day-to-day life right now and what she's going through and how it's so challenging and so difficult. Now, I just saw something right here by Joy, and I am dying to know what the situation is. Oh my God, Donna, did you see that she wanted tens of thousands of dollars to go on Meghan Kelly? No, I missed that. Karen Reed wanted tens of thousands of dollars to go on Meghan Kelly. Listen, I think Karen Reed, and I don't know how this actually went down, but just my opinion. Right after the trial ended, everyone was talking about the Karen Reed trial. It was on every news channel. It was on all the news specials. It was 60 Minutes, CBS, It was on, Dateline. It was on 2020. It was everywhere. I kept waiting for this moment to have this Karen Reed, I would say, big final sit down interview. And we never got it. And that was the big drama that happened because Turtle Boy, who, had been in her corner, we didn't know all the drama behind the scenes between recording phone calls and the girlfriend. And there's all kinds of crazy stuff that was happening there. But apparently there was a story about Turtle Boy basically was probably a little bit personally offended that Karen didn't want to come on his show and talk. He felt like I had done so much, supported, whatever. She didn't go on his show. Alan Jackson did go on his show, and it was a great episode, actually, when Alan came on Turtle Boy's show, spoke about the trial and everything. But Karen had still not really been doing anything in a public setting. And I kept waiting for, like, who's going to be the person that gets her to sit down finally to do the conversation. She didn't. Then she went on Howie Carr's radio show for her first public appearance. But it wasn't like a big sit-down interview. She just showed up as like a side to Alan Jackson. That caused even more drama. We did hear that they sold the rights to their story to some sort of like movie. Although, oh my gosh, we haven't even talked about the fact that there's a Lifetime movie about Karen Reed that I saw a trailer for. Let me pull it up really fast. I totally forgot to talk to you guys about this. I think it's Lifetime. Yes. It's called Accused, and it stars Katie Cassidy, and it premieres on January 10th. Now, the issue with this one is this has nothing to do with Karen Reed's input. This is not a Karen Reed adapted story. I mean, it's about Karen Reed's story, but Karen Reed is not part of the producer team or anything. She has nothing to do with it. I don't know specifically. I mean, I feel like I kind of want to watch it, but it looks so cheeseball for me. And I think that if you guys watch it yourself, let's see if I can play that. I'm going to try to play the trailer. Okay. Let's see if Lifetime allows this to be on my show. And Karen Reed Lifetime trailer. Accused. Yeah, it's on YouTube. Okay. So I will maybe stop it a couple times throughout because I am actually interested to see it. I haven't watched the entire trailer myself. So again, this is going to be on January 10th. God, it's kind of interesting. Okay, let's watch it for ourselves.
We need someone now. There's a guy, he's unresponsive in the snow. Come on, John. Just behind me is the location of the death of Boston police officer John O'Keefe.
Karen Reed, you have the right to remain silent.
I loved this man.
Karen, did you kill John O'Keefe? Karen Reed had nothing to do with it.
It just feels like this whole town is turning on me.
She got drunk, she hit him, she left him to die.
They all have their minds made up.
We're trying to fit the evidence to the narrative they already decided on.
That's outrageous. She did not run him over.
Was that Turtle Boy?
It's like I was the only suspect.
No matter how long it takes, no matter how long they keep trying, we will not stop fighting.
Everybody's so damn sure. Burn me at the stake already.
Accused, the Karen Reed story.
We have to watch it. Now, who is playing Turtle Boy? Let's find out. I know Katie Cassidy, but I need to find out who is Accused, the Karen Reed story Lifetime cast. We have Katie Cassidy as Karen Reed. It's not bad casting. Luke Humphrey as John O'Keefe. Sebastian Roberts as Alan Jackson. Who is Turtle Boy? Sorry. Let me just see. How come it's not coming up? We need to find out who it is. I'll look on IMDb later. You guys, if you tell me or if you find it, let me know who's playing Turtle Boy in that movie. It did not look like Turtle Boy. It was like some skinny, scrawny dude with headphones. But let's definitely watch it. So she's not related or attached to this at all. Meanwhile, she is suing everyone, basically, in Canton. She's going after everyone. She's going after the police department. She's going after the detective. She's going after, obviously, the Jen McCabe and that whole crew, the McAlbert crew. She is going after everyone there, and I'm fascinated by it. Now, apparently, the lawyer, my man Peter Tragos, was on Megyn Kelly yesterday. I haven't watched it. I have a little bit of a bone to pick with Megyn Kelly today. Not just today, like in the last weeks. But he was on her show, so maybe I will watch that. And apparently asked for tens of thousands of dollars for Megyn Kelly. Well, here's the thing. She could get a massive amount of money doing one of those first-time interviews. I just don't know if Megyn Kelly was the place to go with that. But she could have. I'm surprised she didn't do any big 2020 thing or sit down with like an Oprah type of person. I'm really surprised that we didn't get that out of her right after the entire trial. Very interesting because she needs the money. So it's like, where did that go? Unless there was some sort of deal where she wasn't allowed to sit down for any reason. But I'm just surprised that we didn't get that. Really surprised. Okay, so let's get into today's show. We have a lot to talk about. Another big story for today. And this is going to go out to any of you Hulu fans that watch Tell Me Lies. Okay, Tell Me Lies is one of the best shows on TV. I swear to God, you guys, I'm not even lying about this one. It is an amazing show. So Tell Me Lies is like a college-aged, it's based in a college-age life, but it goes flashbacks. But it's definitely like a younger cast. I had no idea I was going to be into it because I'm usually not into these kind of coming-of-age type shows. There's like very few that I'm into, but Tell Me Lies is amazing. It's got mystery and murder and thriller and suspense and sex. Sorry, it's very sexy. Now the cast is interesting because the lead characters are dating in real life. Grace Van Patten and Jackson White. Now, Jackson White happens to be like a Nepo baby. I think Grace Van Patten is too. So we've got two Nepo babies as the leads, and they have like a very, very tumultuous relationship on the show. But in real life, they're dating. So it adds that like layer when you watch it. Okay. It's a good show. Meanwhile, Stassi Schroeder, our Vanderpump Rules Stassi, is totally taking over as the new resident host on Hulu. As you know, she did the Mormon Wives hosting gig, Secret Lives of Mormon Wives season 2. Was it season 2 or 3? I think it was season 3 reunion. She took that job from Nick Viall. Now, Nick Viall said, oh, she didn't take it from me. I didn't get fired. It just would conflict because I work with Netflix. I believe he said he works with Netflix. I can't remember specifically what his excuse was for this, but he was let go from the Hulu Tell Me Lies reunions. And now Stassi, not Tell Me Lies, Mormon Wives, and now Stassi Schroeder has taken that over. What I find kind of interesting about this is Stassi is totally shifting into this new world of hosting reunions and being a host. And I think it's kind of a little bit what's happening with Ariana Madix from Vanderpump Rules. It's kind of their new thing that they're doing. They're becoming hosts of these reunions. But this is not just a reunion. This is a podcast. And I find this fascinating. I have not seen anything like this. Like every show for the most part now has a podcast, a weekly or daily or whatever podcast that recaps it. Big shows do it. If you go on the TV and film section in your Apple Podcast app, just say. And by the way, while you're there, give me a 5-star review and rating. Would help. Thanks. If you go in the TV and film section, like the top rated podcasts or top watched or listened to podcasts are usually based on TV shows. It's interesting. There's one on Pluribus that is like always at the top. There's one on like old shows, new shows. So people like these recap shows that just delve into the behind the scenes of that episode. I've never gotten into one for a scripted show, and I wonder if I should. Maybe I'll listen to this one. However, this is very video focused too. So here is our Stassi doing a Tell Me Lies reunion. I keep saying reunion podcast. on her Instagram. She posted it today. Here is a very, very, very edited CGI AI situation for what Stassi looks like. She looks nothing like that in real life. It's a really strange picture. But that is the promo picture, and here is a little clip from it.
Is your fix?
I am your host, Stassi Schroeder. Welcome to Tell Me Lies, the official podcast. What's the most unhinged thing of season 3?
Steven, because he's so evil.
I do think he is misunderstood.
You see everyone face consequences. It's intoxicating.
The writers just know how to trick. Yeah, there's always a twist in this show. Tell Me Lies, the official
weird.
podcast, January 6th, and stream the new season of Tell Me Lies, January 13th on Hulu and Hulu on Disney+.
This is your...
I don't think it's weird that she's doing it. I think it's kind of weird that Jesse from Mormon Wives was a guest. Like, why? That kind of came out of nowhere, huh? I think she's doing a phenomenal job in her career, Stassi. She's killing it. She's got 2 kids to feed. I believe she is pretty much the breadwinner over there in that house, and she's doing great. And she has the personality to do it. Dare I say more than Ariana Madix? Sorry. We don't talk about Ariana on this show that often anymore. I can't really get on board with her personality as anyone but maybe the Love is Blind. Not Love is Blind, Love Island host. I just, there's like a disconnect for me, and I don't really know why. I heard Ariana and Katie's sandwich shop, something about her was dunzo, if not almost, which does not surprise me. And it has nothing to do with Ariana and Katie. It just has to do with sandwich shop in West Hollywood, right? Who's going to go? It's, I'm sure they still have some business, but I don't think Ariana spends any time there. I definitely don't think Katie's there often. They both have their careers. They have their podcast. They have everything. Now, Vanderpump Rules, the original Vanderpump Rules, is a no-go. We talked about that, I think, yesterday. It's a no-go for me. It's a no-go for probably, I want to know here in the comments, has any single one of you watched the new Vanderpump Rules? Even this week when there's nothing else to watch on TV. I want to know, and that will be a very good indicator. With all, 350 people here live right now, let me know. Some of you guys, let me know in the comments. Who is watching the current Vanderpump Rules? Ain't me. Not me. Not I, said the fly. Not me. Ooh, Danny says, I am, and I don't hate it. Is it enough if there was like tons of shows on TV? Would you choose it over any other show? That's the big question. Now, Stassi has a new reality show coming out very soon. They just finished wrapping. It's for Hulu. When they first announced it, it was like some sort of a crossover situation of reality scripted. I don't even know, but I think all these shows are produced big time. What I do know about it is that they shot here in LA. Taylor Strecker, who also has a podcast and is one of Stassi's really close friends and opened for her on her podcast tour a couple of years ago. She moved out to LA with her wife, Taylor, both Taylors, and filmed over these last couple months. I think Katie Maloney makes some pop-ins there. It's going to be a lot about Stassi and her own life, maybe her family, etc. So I think Stassi is interesting. I will say I think she has a better chance at having a successful reality show than a lot of these other Vanderpump Rules type people. I do. Now, I don't follow Jax Taylor, mostly because the ass blocked me. And for those of you that do follow him, I want to know, is he posting? Is he showing up on social media? Because I saw a rumor that he has been radio silent online. And when someone blocks you, it's like out of sight, out of mind, but I am blocked by Jax, and I was okay with it. I welcomed that. I didn't want to have him in my feed. It was kind of like a welcome surprise. Thanks, Jaxie. But I actually believe that he is silent, apparently, according to you guys. Yeah, Karen says crickets since September. Now, for someone like Jax Taylor, who is obsessed with himself and obsessed with getting attention and obsessed with being in the spotlight, and making all the brand deals and everything. Where is he? Where is Jax Taylor? Do we need to put out a missing persons? Now, assuming he is still seeing his kid, Brittany has not talked about where he is in public, but I'm assuming he's somewhat around, although maybe we'll find out in the next season. But I have a feeling that he probably literally spiraled again in some sort of capacity. He lost his job. He lost both jobs. He lost his restaurant bar, Jax's. He lost his Vanderpump, whatever, the Valley show. And that was everything for him. His podcast, like In the Mind of a Man. What happened to that? What happened to In the Mind of the Man? Oh, thank you, Robin. Two judgy girls, Courtney, said she heard Jax was in rehab after talking to Katie's mom and Stassi's mom. That's actually really, well, I would say it's good if he went back to rehab, but I don't know the details. I have no like truth on that. So this is just allegedly. But I think that would be the best thing for him, because the truth is he truly skipped over that last like quote unquote rehab that he went to. I say skipped over because it sounds like it was an unserious place that let him have access to his phone the entire time, which is just absolutely the worst thing you can possibly do for anyone that's going through rehab, depression, anxiety, stress. Like, why would you ever give them access to their cell phone where they could post shit and talk and look on stories and obsessively text their exes? Like, that was what we saw in the last season of The Valley. So hopefully he's actually at a true rehab. It's possible, you know, when things slowed down for him and quieted down around him and he didn't have all the attention and the views and the likes and the money coming in, he started to spiral again. So I'm hoping that he's doing okay for the sake of, I guess, his family. What the Valley? We'll talk about the Valley when it gets closer. I struggle with those girls. I really do. But I will watch it. The Valley is a good show in general, I do think. And speaking of shows, this wasn't on my agenda to talk about, but I did talk about it briefly yesterday on my Patreon episode last night. But on my Patreon, I talked about this new show on Netflix. And this is fascinating, you guys. Have you heard about this new show called Members Only on Netflix? So it is the wildest cast of women you can probably imagine. It's kind of like Housewives on crack. But I wouldn't even want to say crack. Like, I would say Housewives turned up a notch times 3. Housewives to the third power. It stars these 5 women. I think it's 5 women who are on, let me show you a picture of them. They live in Palm Beach, obviously. They are incredibly, I don't even know how to explain these women other than I told you the other day that Lance could sit through Real Housewives of New York OG. And he was in the room last night when I was watching this. And he's like, I can't listen to these women. These women are killing me. They're killing me. And I get it. I am watching it happily, but they are quite possibly, not all of them. So it's like a varying degree of this, but they are wildly obnoxious and annoying. So rich. So the lead girl is that, well, I say the lead because she's in the center of the picture and she kind of opens up the show. You know how every one of these reality shows kind of have a center. So the lead girl is this girl, Hillary Musser. Okay. She's in the pink in the middle. She owns a $40 million mansion. Okay. So let's just put it out there. She was married to a billionaire. Was his name Paul or Peter? Peter, Paul, or Mary? Peter Musser? Yes. Peter Musser. Peter Musser died in 2019. Okay. He was 39 years older than her. 39 years older. I wonder if they were in love. He died as a billionaire. Billionaire. Now, the real story is, according to Wikipedia, this guy, Peter Musser, was the chairman of the Musser Group, the founder of Safeguard Scientifics, a venture capital firm. And he was a billionaire, but when the bubble burst, he lost almost his entire fortune, apparently, according to this. But they're huge philanthropists and, et cetera. He had a huge life. However, yes, he married this Hillary Musser, who was 39 years younger than him. And meanwhile, they've bought tons of homes and real estate, and she now is a real estate agent. Hillary Musser Homes is her business. This is how the show opens with this woman. I can tell you, quite honestly, such an unlikable person. Truly, truly unlikable, top to bottom. I know she's besties with Jill Zarin. I saw on Jill Zarin's TikTok and Instagram or whatever over the holidays that she was hanging out with this Hillary. I can say it, as you know, I don't want to be these people's friends. She's truly insufferable as a human being. She has an energy and a vibe of, I don't like you. These are not people I ever want to be friends with. I'm just saying. I'm sure she loves Jill because Jill probably, fits the bill. She's a former reality star with a lot of followers, but very just bad energy, not my vibe. Now, the one on the right to her is more my vibe. And I don't know why, because I don't know if we're supposed to like her or not. I'm only about 3 episodes in, but I like Rosalind. Rosalind is the blondie on the right of Hillary. And she's got a voice like this. And if you have a high voice like this, then immediately you know that you're going to be a character. She is truly like Reese Witherspoon meets Palm Beach, but you end up finding out that she has like a little bit of a harder life than you really kind of knew. And she is being crowned by this older woman, Gail, as the new Queen of Palm Beach. So Gail Brophy is this older woman who is Rosalind's mentor. Now, Gail Brophy, who's not in this picture, she could be 60 and she could be 130. She's truly the meaning of death becomes her. She's gorgeous, but she's also complete fake. Like she's not a real person. Let me just try to find a picture of Gail Brophy. Oh my God, this is a wild picture. I cannot believe the Mirror even posted this picture. She looks like she's I have to find a better one. She looks like she's not doing well in this picture. I can tell you that. It's a good picture of Gail Brophy. Oh, she has an Instagram. Okay, so let's do that. Where she's going to look perfect, Gail Brophy is, like I said, she could be 20, she could be 52, she could be 175. We have no way of knowing because of all the plastic surgery. Now, Gail Brophy, this is her. Okay. She was a Kentucky Derby winner as co-owner of Strike the Gold. She was the owner of Estates by Brophy, and she's on Members Only Palm Beach. This is her on the show. I mean, she's a wild person. Truly one of the most difficult people I've ever watched on a TV show in my entire life. Like if this is what's out there as rich people, I don't want anything to do. You cannot, like in your life, pay me to want to hang out with these kinds of people. They say that she's constantly name dropping. I have not seen anything like this woman. Someone's like, one of the girls said, you're from New York, right? And she goes, Manhattan, 1085 4th Street, Jackie Onassis. Like that makes her better, right? Because she has lived in the same buildings as these rich people. This is Rosalind, the girl that she's trying to mentor to become the next queen of Palm Beach.
Is a beautiful holiday dinner dance in support of Cancer Alliance of Help and Hope, Palm Beach.
It's quite possibly the most plastic looking show you've ever seen, but it's perfect. It's like perfect for our eyes, if you know what I mean. It's just It's exactly what we want in these times of darkness, in these times of depression. We need members only. Now, I'm on the Netflix page and it looks like they're not giving members only a lot of love. It's a lot of love for Stranger Things. It's a lot of love for basically everyone. I think Bert and Ernie here. I just don't have, there's not a lot of members only love, I will say. The other characters on members only. Oh, here's a little from members only. This is, I want to say her name is Maria, and she's a DJ.
Persona non grata was like a cheese. I really did. That persona non grata was like a cheese.
Okay. So you know.
She did not. She did not.
Okay.
She did not. Okay? She did not. She did not. Oh, God.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. She did it again.
I haven't been to that scene yet, but I can't wait for it. She did not. She did not. She did not. She did not. She went down.
Fuck, fuckity, fuck. Fuck.
Sorry, was that too loud? Sorry, was that too loud?
This is a wild scene. In this scene, this new girl, Romina, is like coming in. She seems like she's much younger. She has this energy, and she comes into the Palm Beach area trying to, and I'm sure this is just for the show, trying to kind of like become one of these Palm Beach elite women. Now, the Palm Beach elite women are very gatekeeping with her. They don't like her. They find that she dresses inappropriately, that she's too loud for them. And this woman that's right to her left over here in this picture tells her, you need to always be very calm when you speak. You need to be very calm. You were too loud at Mar-a-Lago. They all go to Mar-a-Lago. They can all see Mar-a-Lago from their yards. I mean, it is exactly what you would expect in this crowd. This whole entire tea was them basically schooling her about how to speak, how to talk, how to act, and how to be in Palm Beach. I've been told that I was too loud every day of my life. Since I was born, this would be my biggest nightmare.
People just think I'm a trophy wife because I'm so hot, but I've worked really fucking hard to make it. I sold my company for $42 million. I belong in Palm Beach just as much as anyone else does. People just think I'm...
And in that scene, she's talking to the Hillary Musser girl who likes to tell her, I don't like this version of you. I like that version of you. I hate them. I will keep watching.
Okay, so don't invite me anymore. If I'm such a fucking embarrassment to all of you, then don't fucking invite me anymore. Seriously.
That is me. That is me telling the world, if I'm such an effing embarrassment to all of you people, just don't invite me anymore. Just don't invite me anymore. That's the tagline of Daily Dose of Donna. Watch members only on Netflix, okay? There's 8 episodes. It goes in like a really, really sour wine. It goes down like that. It's like, it's hard to take, but you still get drunk, you know? It's like rancid wine. Let's move on and talk about some other things. Before we do that, if you want to look like the ladies in Palm Beach, you're going to have to consider a GLP-1. These days, life is busy, schedules are packed, and taking care of yourself can feel like a full-time job, but who has the time? Hers is here to support you on your weight loss journey. Hers is transforming women's healthcare by providing access to weight loss treatment plans for every budget. They connect you with a medical provider who will work with you to determine the best treatment option for you. And if prescribed, you get medication as part of a doctor-developed weight loss program, complete with ongoing care, check-ins, dosage, and medication adjustments, and access to 24/7 online support at no additional cost, no hidden fees, and no membership fees. Weight loss by Hers is realistic, not restrictive. Hers provides access to affordable weight loss plans built around oral medication kits and GLP-1 injectable options. With oral medication kits starting at just $69 per month with a 10-month plan when paid upfront in full. Hers puts your health and health goals first with real medical providers, making sure you have what you need to get results all from the comfort of your own couch. So if you want to lose weight, grow thicker, fuller hair, or find relief for anxiety or all of the above, Hers has you covered. Visit forhers.com/dailydose to get a personalized, affordable plan that gets you. That's FORHERS.com/dailydose. Weight loss by hers is not available everywhere. Compounded drug products are not approved or evaluated for safety, effectiveness, or quality by the FDA. Prescription required. See website for full details, important safety information, and restrictions. Actual price depends on products and plan purchased. Okay. Next, we have to talk about this Denise Richards story. It's pretty crazy what happened to Denise Richards, how she just everything's kind of fallen apart, I feel like, in her life because of this Aaron Pfeiffer's guy. Now, it's not to say that she had her shit together before. And I've talked to you openly about Denise Richards, how I have people that I know in my personal life that have worked with her, that have been in her home, and say that she is a nightmare, a mess. Is it true? Is it not? I don't know. That's what I've heard. But just because she is doesn't mean that her ex, Aaron Pfeiffer's, this guy that she just got the restraining order from, her ex-husband, is not just as much, if not 10 times worse than her. I think he is quite possibly the most awful human being. The other day, he compared her to Nick Reiner, okay? The man who killed his parents. He said that about her. He sucks. Aaron Pfeiffer's sucks. That being said, this is quite interesting. They were evicted from their LA home in Calabasas, actually, over $84,000 in unpaid rent. The court documents were obtained by Page Six, and the Superior Court judge signed off on their landlord's request to evict them from the property on Friday. They owe $84,000 in rent that haven't been paid. And the landlord is also requesting that they pay attorney fees and damages. They signed the lease for this property in 2020, and they paid a $24,000 security deposit, which makes me think that their monthly rent was $12,000 because usually security is first and last. Now, she no longer lives there. And she claims that she moved out of the house 2 years ago. And you remember that she said that she moved out of the house and the parents, Aaron Pfeiffer's her ex's parents and family lived there, and they were making a whole mess of the house. But apparently they were all living there and treating it like crap and not paying rent, clearly. And she doesn't live there. He was supposed to be in charge of the rent starting in January of this last year. And the filing states that the ex's landlord had allegedly been trying to contact him about unpaid rent for the past 6 months, but had been unable to get a hold of him, thus serving them with an eviction notice since both their names on the lease. So I don't think she personally has anything to do with not paying the rent, other than the fact that she, hate to say it, made a very, very poor decision by putting her name on the lease and then trusting that this jerk off would pay for it. Last month, or in November, she got that permanent restraining order. And then he filed documents asking for an emergency hearing, claiming he was in danger of being homeless. Yeah, because he doesn't have the money to pay for the house. He is a mess. A mess. And I don't care about him. But it sucks for her because when your name is on a lease, your name is on a lease. And that is pretty shitty, right? In other legal news, because as you know, I'm a legal correspondent here on Daily Dose of Donna. Our good old Ian Ziering. Do you guys know Ian Ziering from Beverly Hills 90210? This is kind of crazy. So Ian Ziering from Beverly Hills 90210, that's Steve Sanders. He was the blonde guy with the curly hair. He had 2 years ago a road raid incident. I want to say it was in Hollywood. Let's get the details of the actual incident, where the headline said that he was attacked by a biker gang in LA street brawl. I don't know if you remember this. Let's get that ad away. Here we go. It says he was attacked by a biker gang in LA street brawl. This was obtained by TMZ, the video. It said multiple riders on mini motorized bikes swarmed around his vehicle on Hollywood Boulevard before the actor got out of the car. He quickly swung at one of the bikers whose motorbike was stationed directly in front of his car. It's unclear what prompted him to throw the punch. or if one of the motorcycles had collided with his car. Per TMZ source, Ziering's vehicle may have been hit before the altercation turned violent. And all you see in the video, and let's see if we can get access to this video really fast to see. Let's see here. This was on New Year's Eve. So this was literally 2 years ago. It looks like there's a little ad before we get there, but this is where it gets a little tricky because as of today, the story is that he is actually liable for a lot of the damages. So let's get into it in just a second. Let's just finish watching this little clip when it finally starts because ads are annoying. Oh my gosh. Okay, here we go. Let's see what the video shows.
Is
that a woman? No one's helping him? What? This is crazy. So he gets out of the car and starts punching. Then they come back and punch him. And then the girl comes in and starts pushing, which is wild. And they're punching, and he's just like running for his life, basically. I would be petrified. I'm shocked he ran across the street, though. And like all these people are just watching like it's a show. What would you do, actually, if you were there? I wouldn't know how to handle it. I mean, I would never get out of my car and just start punching anyone, that's for sure. But clearly, they were very upset. Now, I have a soft spot for Ian Ziering just because, come on, it's Steve Sanders. But the new news and what happened today was that Ian Ziering is now accused of battery and assault. So 2 years after that, he actually got punished. It says he has been accused of battery, assault, intentional infliction of emotional distress, malicious prosecution, negligence, and, oh my God, what just happened? That was so crazy. Did you guys see that? My computer just went to Google. And, oh my God, I can't, like the whole computers are off. It didn't want me to read that. Let me get it again. A negligent infliction of emotional distress. So many things. That's crazy. So the outlet reported on Monday, People magazine, that Jacob Hernandez recently filed a civil complaint against the actor. Jacob Hernandez was... Oh, he had video of it too. Another side of it. He claimed he and his friend, both on motorbikes. Let me pull this up for you guys. He claimed he and his friend, both on motorbikes, were stopped in front of Ziering's braked Mercedes on Los Angeles on New Year's Eve. The duo allegedly were not impeding the flow of traffic in any way, specifically not the Mercedes, as no traffic was moving. Hernandez claimed Ziering got out of the car and completely unprompted pushed him, injuring both him and damaging his bike. He added that a subsequent melee occurred between Ziering and multiple individuals who came to the aid of Jacob Hernandez. Not only did Hernandez allege that Ian Ziering's actions were intentional, unnecessary, and posed a foreseeable risk of physical and emotional harm, he slammed him for giving misleading information to law enforcement, leading to Jacob's arrest. So Jacob got arrested over this. Hernandez, whose family posted a $50,000 bail at the time, believes he has had his name negatively plastered by Ziering on social media and on interviews. He is seeking compensatory and punitive damages as well as a trial by jury. So I didn't know that he actually got arrested over this story, but here we go. It says that mini bike gang members arrested for attacking him. Whoa. Okay. So this is a different view of what happened. This is from someone else's view. Let's watch this video. Oh, he almost hit the guy. He probably freaked out. Wow. So that screwed him. This other video. Now, I don't know. It's possible, and I'm not saying in any way that this is happening or anything, but it's possible that they were driving down Hollywood Boulevard. This is right in front of Hollywood and Highland. This is definitely right, like outside of the Man Chinese Theater, where they hold the whatever. If you guys know the area, it's possible that for blocks, Ian Ziering was driving and he felt like these mopeds or these motorbikes were like getting in his way. That's fine. But you absolutely cannot just get out of your car and start punching a dude. Like, that's not okay. Unless you feel like you're doing this in self-defense, but the guy was on a motorbike outside of his car. I'm sure there was no damage to the car because Ian Ziering would say, no, he crashed into my car, and that's why I went out and punched him. Even if he crashed into your car, you wouldn't go and punch a dude. I really hope that no one punches me if I, God forbid, get in a car accident with them. But he obviously was getting very frustrated. Seems to me like Ian Ziering was in some sort of a rush maybe, and the car was stopped right in front of him. You can tell. Let's watch this video one more time. This is a different angle. You can see that there's traffic. Right? Is it big enough for you guys? You can see that there's traffic, and you can see that his car stops. Ian Ziering's car stops way before any of these mopeds come in front of his car. So right there, a car in front of Ian Ziering's is stopped, but this moped guy decides to cut in front. And for whatever reason, that is what upset Ian. Now, we don't know. Did Jacob Hernandez, this guy, did he do something right before that? Did he say something to the window? I mean, we can go back. Did he even look at Ian Ziering at all? Oh, maybe he did. Maybe right there when he went right in front of the car, he looks over at Ian Ziering's face in the car. Maybe he said something to piss off Ian. Maybe he said move back or watch yourself. I don't know. I'm just making it up. But either way, Ian Ziering got out of that car and threw the first punch. And ultimately, that's what is the problem. So then, why did he get out of the car? What he was going to do here? Why would you do that? It was like a rush decision and pretty ridiculous to do that. Okay, so now I feel like 100% Ian Ziering is wrong because I thought he just got kind of attacked by all these guys. That's what I remember the story being. But ultimately, it looks like he threw the first punch, and then the other dude, Jacob Hernandez, got arrested over it, which is real shitty, you guys. Yeah, Jacob Hernandez and Angie Guizar were taken into custody and hit with felony vandalism and assault with a deadly weapon charges, according to LA Police Department. So he started the fight and they got arrested. Huh. He was later seen consoling his crying daughter, Mia. His daughter was with him? Oh my God, his daughter was with him. Is that possible? Beverly Hills 90210 alum Ian Ziering rushed to console his daughter after he was attacked by a biker gang. Yeah, she was in the car. Why would he run away? There's so many questions. What would you guys do in this situation? Would you run away from your kid in the car if that happened to you in that moment? That is why he was mad the daughter was scared. I don't think that was the right move, though. Even if your daughter is scared, you don't get out and start punching people. Yeah, close the window and just call 911 or just keep driving. Drive away when you're in a vehicle. That seems like a crazy decision to get out of the car. You have a scared daughter in the car, and then you get out of the car and traumatize her by getting your ass kicked in front of her. Wow, that really took a left turn for me over there. Ian, and then you run away from her? Like, you left your car in the middle of Hollywood Boulevard in Los Angeles where there's so many, God knows how many crazy people are walking around. You left your car with the window open, the keys in the car, with your crying, hysterical daughter, a group of moped people that were just beating your ass, and you ran across the street to get away? What? I feel like he just lost his mind in that moment. Exactly. No logic was applied here. Why did he do any of that? Literally, it's almost like he was on something or was so upset. Like he was in his head. I don't know. Really strange. Really strange. I personally would never, ever want my mom to get out of the car and run away from me in that case. That's what traumatized her more than the motorbikes, was the fact that her dad was getting his ass kicked and then ran away from her. Ian. Geez, Steve Sanders. No amount of money is going to get you out of this one, Stevie. Remember, Steve Sanders was always so obnoxious. He was always like, yeah, I got him throwing a party. I'm trying to make a business. Yeah, that was ridiculous. I would be pissed if I was that daughter's mommy. I would be like, what? What'd you do? And I'm sure Steve Sanders or Ian Ziering probably has so much road rage just in general. He's probably always like, get out of my way. Speaking of someone else that has a lot of anger in their life, let's talk about Chevy Chase. Chevy Chase, I mentioned this again on Patreon last night, is coming out with a documentary on the strangest channel to have a documentary, CNN. I'm so confused by this. I really am. CNN is not a place I would ever go to for a documentary. I would go to watch a news program documentary, but Chevy Chase on CNN, could he not get this thing sold anywhere else? Incredibly, incredibly confused about this. But Chevy Chase is not a liked person in the Hollywood world, okay? He's not. And that's for many, many, many reasons. But this new film called I'm Chevy Chase and You're Not is set to premiere on Thursday, on January 1st. And as part of the project, the director, Marina, wanted to sit down with some of his castmates from Community. Not one of them decided to speak about him on camera. Not one person from the show Community is willing to speak about Chevy Chase 13 years after he left the series for allegedly making a racist comment. Every single person that she approached from the show Community said no. Speaking to Variety, she said, I ran into Dan Harmon. He was the creator of Community at a screening, and I got his number. I was so excited. I thought it was going to happen, and he declined. She did end up getting one of the directors, Jay Chandrasekhar, to speak on it, and he was willing to speak, but none of the rest of the cast, that's Ken Jeong, Danny Pudi, Jillian Jacobs, Joel McHale, Yvette Nicole Brown, Allison Brie, Donald Glover. An amazing cast. None of them wanted to speak about him. Now, Chevy Chase, apparently in 2012, used the N-word on the set of Community during an argument. Apparently, the director, Jay Chandrasekhar, was directing that night, and he explained that Chevy Chase said something to Yvette Nicole Brown, which led to both of them storming off set and Brown demanding an apology from Chase. Chase didn't apologize upon his return, and instead, the director claimed Chevy said he didn't say anything. According to the director, he also said, me and Richard Pryor. I used to call Richard Pryor the N-word, and he used to call me the honky, and we loved each other. After filming had a wrap for the day, Jay Chandrasekhar added that someone had leaked the racial incident to the press, which caused Chase to have a full meltdown. Chase came storming onto the set and he goes, "Who fucked me over?" And he didn't return to set. Production was halted by that. He left Community and he reappeared only one more time. But at that point, he was done. I imagine that he actually said the word and the cast decided to stick by the cast and not Chevy. Chevy Chase, it's so sad because I always think of Chevy Chase from like Funny Farm and National Lampoons and all these great movies and SNL, whatever, but he is just a piece of crap, I've heard multiple times, which makes sense that he's good friends with Ryan Reynolds. It tracks. Speaking of another one of Ryan Reynolds' good friends, Sutton Foster and Hugh Jackman. Guys, this is weird. Sutton Foster is struggling right now because she is mad with jealousy. This is a great story. Sutton Foster, the woman who Hugh Jackman has left, his longtime wife, Deborah Furness, left her to be with Sutton Foster, is apparently now mad with jealousy over Hugh Jackman and Kate Hudson for this new movie. Karma. The story says that Sutton is mad with jealousy over Hugh Jackman's intense chemistry with Kate Hudson. I want to explain to her that most likely he doesn't have intense chemistry with Kate Hudson. I'm just putting that out there, okay? I have a hard time believing this. But yes, apparently she isn't thrilled about their on-screen sparks. She's mad with jealousy. They've been going strong, this relationship, since the beginning of this year. And Kate Hudson is happily in a long-term relationship with the father of her new child or her newer child. But yet, Sutton is worried that he is in love with Kate Hudson. And last I checked, her name wasn't Ryan Reynolds. So I just don't understand how it's true. But this is what's happening. Apparently, they grew close while filming and even joked about feeling like a married couple. Sutton Foster didn't like that. According to insiders, part of Foster's jealousy may stem from her suitability for the role, which ultimately went to Hudson. People are probably wondering, she thinks, like, why is it not me in this movie? It's a movie about an actor who sings, an actress who sings. It should have been me. But the vision for the project required that Hugh was opposite someone that is very, very famous, and Sutton Foster just isn't that. And yeah, she's not happy about it. And to that I say, oh well. Oh well. Not a huge fan of Sutton Foster and Hugh Jackman together. I find them to be gross. Well, I find Hugh Jackman to just be, bleh. It sucks because I was such a Hugh Jackman person, but this whole story, the Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds thing totally ruined that for me. I don't know if you guys feel the same. And another couple who just can't get a break. Poor things, Meghan and Harry. You guys, the Meghan and Harry debacle. Every time I post about Meghan and Harry, 90% of people, 95% of people are like, these people are insufferable. And 5% of people attack me. Attack me. How dare you be a liar? You're a liar. Their life is amazing. What are you even talking about? You have no idea what you're even saying, you crazy woman. Listen, I didn't create the story. I was just reading straight from the news yesterday. But apparently everything I said was completely wrong. But according to this exclusive, it says everyone is getting sacked. An electrifying phone call, spiraling costs, and a troubling transition as Harry and Meghan's most loyal aide leaves. Now, this is what they say happened. It says the call late at night around 2 weeks ago was electrifying. Meghan and Harry are closing their Archewell charity and everyone is getting sacked. But it wasn't quite true. It says the Archewell Foundation, which is the nonprofit arm of their Archewell business, is indeed no more. And there are at least 4 departures from the organization. So right now, there's just one employee at Archewell Philanthropies. As you know, yesterday I said that James Holt, who ran the charity, and his co-executive director, Shauna Knapp, left. Apparently, there's talk of visa problems for Holt, etc. But there's also talk of Harry and Meghan being just unhappy with the performance of the charity, with one Sussex source saying they were upset with his work. They were ready to let him go. Other sources deny both reasons for his departure. But both sides also issued those warm statements yesterday. Oh, I love Meghan and Harry. They're wonderful. I'm so glad that we worked together. It was a great experience. But this is a major problem because he was the most loyal of all of their people. He moved to California to be their PR chief and then to run Archewell. It was him who told the Netflix show Harry and Meghan that there was a palace conspiracy against them. And he was like one of the biggest ones. He said Brexit had whipped up a racism, which had then been unleashed on Meghan, this guy said, a somewhat paranoid narrative, which was enthusiastically endorsed by Prince Harry. And now that he's leaving, it's like, whoa, this top dog, the guy that was with them from the beginning, is leaving. What does that mean? There's only one. Shauna Knepp is now the only last man standing. Sorry, Shauna Knepp didn't leave. And Shauna also works for other charities. She's not just with Archewell. She also works with charities run by Scooter Braun and Hailey Bieber. So this is just a job this is one of her many careers. And just before Christmas, Archewell, their company, released its annual accounts, which showed that they had massive expenses. They spent a lot of money, $5.1 million in expenses, and they just only donated $1.25 million. So they're struggling as a charity. And people are now wondering, is it just smoke and mirrors? And it says, but what has happened now at Archewell raises a number of questions about the viability of Prince Harry and Meghan's costly decision to act as royals in all but name. And they have a lot of really strange expenses that are coming up in these audits of their money. And it just feels like it's a front for something else. They're spending all this money on their expenses and only giving out very, very little money. So not really sure what is going on there. It's not a sustainable model, clearly, because of these large expenses. And they're not getting good donations, even though they have so many expensive, wealthy friends like Oprah, Tyler Perry, and all these people. But all these other people have their own charities. And B, I don't think Harry and Meghan are running something that they feel that they can trust. They have so many publicists. They're going through all their staff. Like, it just doesn't feel like I would, if I had millions of dollars to donate to a charity, I don't know if I would go to Harry and Meghan of all people, especially when Meghan is constantly on Instagram trying to just sell her brand, etc. And I just think that it just feels like it's not in it for the right reason. It just doesn't feel like they are there doing it for the right reason. More so, they're doing it for that tax write-off. When you're spending 5 times the amount that you're donating in a charity, that is shady. So someone needs to do a little bit of a little check-in over there. And that's why everyone's kind of leaving. Is there anything that Harry and Meghan can do well? Truly. Like, what can they do successfully? It's strange. I don't really understand exactly what they can really excel at. She just needs to go back to being an actress on Suits. That was the best she ever did, in my opinion, in terms of like public life. And let me think if there's anything kind of like fun that we can talk about to end our day here. Anything? Well, I did see something sad that Tatiana Schlossberg's Carolyn Kennedy's daughter died at 35 just today. It was announced after a battle with leukemia. It's not happy news in any way. It's actually very sad. But another hit for that Kennedy family. And you know my obsession with the Kennedy family and like stories about the Kennedy family ever since Maureen's book, Ask Not. So that's actually very sad. The Kennedy family is so stricken with tragedy. It's just unreal. I don't think there's another family out there that has been hit as hard as the Kennedy family with tragedy after tragedy after tragedy. But rest in peace. That is very sad. So young to lose your life over cancer. I hate stories like that. That makes me sad. I'm really trying to find something fun to talk about at the end of this. Lauren Sanchez dancing on her seat while partying with Jeff Bezos and probably Bethany and St. Bart's. I can talk about that. That's not. You talk about Oprah Winfrey, who could outdrink anyone. Says weight loss drugs helped her quit alcohol. Okay, cool story, bro. Yeah, you guys, it's kind of like a sad day in the news. There's nothing really like fun to talk about. Wicked for Good is available. You can go and buy or rent Wicked for Good on TV. Oh, this is the cute story that I talked about on Instagram yesterday, and now this weekend, and I feel like we can talk about here. Miles Teller, one of the hottest men in Hollywood. I believe Miles Teller is so hot, so beautiful, so handsome. Hall pass material, if you know what I mean. He and his wife, Kaylee Teller, lost their house in the Palisades fire, and that is incredibly sad. But what Miles did for her Christmas gift was so sweet. So this is how we can have a good, happy ending. During the fire, as many people did, they lost everything. They lost so much. And in a TikTok post, let me just find the TikTok post. It'll be easier than. Here we go. In this TikTok post, she says and shows what Miles Teller did for her Christmas gift.
It's my wedding dress.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Her wedding dress. He had it remade.
Oh my God.
No.
Isn't that just so lovely? And then she starts to cry. To me, when I see things like that, I'm like, that was so thoughtful. Because he probably knew that that was something she wanted to hold on for forever. Maybe they have daughters or something, and she wanted to have that for her daughter or whatever. The fact that he went and had it remade, because it was probably a custom dress. Like, there are such good guys out there that do these kinds of things for their wives. It's not about money. It's not about anything. It's just about thoughtfulness. Like, he was being so thoughtful. And I'm sure some people are like, oh my God, why would you do that? It's just a dress that you're going to put in your closet. But it was important to her. Another thing that I thought was so cute was Zach Affleck, Jennifer Affleck from Mormon Wives over the holidays. He gave her a gifted, framed, her dress that she wore in Dancing with the Stars during her favorite dance. He framed it in one of those like shadow boxes and gave it to her. Like, those kinds of gifts are just so, so, so kind if you have the money. I'm okay with just like a cup of coffee and a hug. Anyway, you guys, here's my cup of coffee and hug to you guys. I adore you. I love you. Thank you so much for being here for this plethora of stories. I am going out tonight to a party. So I hope I'll be in good shape tomorrow, because I'm not going out on New Year's Eve like a normal human being when New Year's Eve is on a Wednesday. But I will be here hopefully tomorrow, but maybe with really, really, really big sunglasses on, ringing in the new year with you folk. I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Have a great rest of your Tuesday. Bye.